Right, so we're now joined with Janys and Jeremy from the Sheppey Little Theatre as part of our monthly slot with the Swale Arts Forum. Firstly, Janys, what do you do at the theatre?
I'm one of the publicity officers, and I also do a lot of fundraising, and on a more practical level I work in the theatre on days when there's shows, doing usheretting, selling raffle tickets, and sometimes I work behind the box office.
Jeremy, what is your role at the theatre?
I'm the other publicity officer. I update the website, and I also work in the theatre on show days, sometimes doing ushering, but mostly doing house manager.
How would I find out what's going on at the theatre?
Well, we have a website where we keep all the shows that are forthcoming up to date. We also advertise on the Swale Arts Forum website, which is very good and very user friendly, and we put posters around the town, and obviously we have contacts here with BRFM, and alert them to shows that are forthcoming, so they're advertised regularly too.
Can you tell us more about the history?
Yes, the theatre got started properly in about 1975, but a lot of hard work went in before that. The actual building was purchased in 1968, and by the time all the permissions had got through to convert it into a theatre, because it used to be a church hall, it was about 1970. So the work started in earnest in 1970, and it took about 5 years. Lots of volunteers giving their time for free, carpenters, all the trades imaginable to build that up, and a lot of hard work.
We are joined with Jeremy and Janys as part of our monthly slot with the Swale Arts Forum, and they're telling us all about the Sheppey Little Theatre here at the Monday night community show. We are joined with Jeremy and Janys here at BRFM. They're telling us all about the Sheppey Little Theatre. So can you tell us about how the theatre got started?
There was a number of theatre groups on the island, and a few choirs as well. I think there was the Sheppey Theatre Group and the Sheppey Phoenix Choir. They set up a committee to see if they could find ways of helping each other, and they say this is right back in 1968, and then an opportunity came to buy the theatre for £1,000, and it was a church hall. So these groups started together and collaborated to make it all happen.
Can you tell me more about the running of the theatre?
There's a number of volunteers run the theatre. We have a committee which does all the sort of admin side of things, and we're regularly looking for volunteers, and there are details about how to volunteer on our website. And we do maintenance, so there's somebody in charge of sort of looking after the sort of redecoration, that kind of thing. We've got a bar, so somebody's in charge of that. So everybody has a task to do. Like Jeremy and I do publicity. Jeremy does the website, and I do the sort of more outreach, contact type things. And we all have a role to play. We also have other volunteers who do things like helping out on theatre days, selling raffle tickets, and doing cleaning and all kinds of things like that. So everybody pulls together, and the groups that are involved in the little theatre, they all supply members to sort of help as well. We also have been doing more things like contacting Wheels on Sheppey, and Amanda Duddle, the contact at the Healthy Living Centre, is able to help people if they need transport to get to the theatre. So part of the work that we've been doing more recently is to sort of get a sort of wider catchment for the theatre, making sure that people at the other end of the island also have the opportunity to come to the shows, not just the people in sort of Sheerness, Minster and Queenborough.
Now, I understand last year you were successful in getting a large grant from the People's Millions. Can you tell us more about that?
Oh, that was fantastic. Yes, last year we were on Meridian Tonight in head-to-head, unfortunately against the Big Fish, which was a disappointment that we were up against another Sheppey group. Yeah. But we were successful, and we got £55,000 to put in a new lift for disabled people or people with mobility problems. to access the auditorium, because where it's an old church hall, because it wasn't built with that kind of audience in mind. We've also been successful over the last few weeks in getting a grant from a group called Grassroots, who have paid for a ramp at the front of the theatre, and that then helps people get into the auditorium. And we've also got another grant which is from a group called Collier Ferguson, and they're paying for redecoration that's needed as well. So we've been very, very lucky with our funding recently, and that has helped us sort of modernise the theatre. The lift is now open, and so people come into the Christmas shows that we've got over the next few weeks, they will be able to come in when they book a seat through the Janys Times Guardian, who are our box office. If they make sure that they mention that they need a wheelchair access seat, then that will be provided for them.
We are joined with Jeremy and Janys. They're telling us all about the Sheppey Little Theatre as part of our monthly slot here at the Monday Night Community Show with the Swale Arts Forum.